coming to the 6 furlong marker now, and still Caliban making it from Hogarth. Carabas has run round the outside of Blakeney, then comes Nijinsky and then Krepelana. They're past the 6 and coming to the 5 marker now, and it's still Caliban in the lead from Hogarth, then Carabas, then Blakeney, then Nijinsky in 5th place, then Krepelana, who is 6, and they're past the 5 marker now, and it's still Caliban for England from Hogarth for Italy. Then comes Carabas on the outside of Blakeney, and then Nijinsky poised just in behind him, and Krepelana is last of the 6, and they're past the 4 marker now, and it's still Caliban, Sandy Barkley from Hogarth. Bill Williamson running round the outside of Hogarth on Carabas. Then comes Jeff Lewis chasing Blakeney along, and then Lester Piggott taking closer order on Nijinsky, and finally Krepelana, and they're swinging around the home straight now, with Caliban being pressed by Carabas. Hogarth in between these two. Nijinsky's just in behind Carabas. Blakeney's over on the far rails. Krepelana's beginning a run, and it's Caliban over on the far side being pressed by Carabas, and here comes Nijinsky and Lester Piggott towards the stand side, with Hogarth making ground over on the far side now. They're coming into the final furlong, and it's Nijinsky striding away from them. Nijinsky going away, being chased by Blakeney now. It's the 2 Derby winners who look like being first and second. Lester Piggott looks over his shoulder. Blakeney's making ground on him, but Lester's just letting him canter. What a horse this is. He's trotted up. Nijinsky's the winner. Blakeney's second. Krepelana is third. It's Ortis, Millreef, acclimatization, and Stintino, but Millreef striking the front now as they race towards the furlong pole. It's Millreef being chased by acclimatization and Stintino. They're racing into the final 150 yards, and it's Millreef clear of Ortis. Then comes acclimatization and Stintino, and racing up towards the line, already getting a tremendous reception from the crowd. The Derby winners packed up. It's Millreef, the fantastic winner of the King George.
During a golden era for flat racing in the 1970s, the exploits of Brigadier Gerard, the Brigadier, ensured that the colt, trained by Major Dick Hearn for owner and breeder John Hislop and his wife Jean, and ridden by Joe Mercer in the purple and red spotted Hislop silks, commanded an army of admirers. In a career spanning 3 seasons, 1970, 71 and 72, the son of Queen Cesar and a winless mare was successful in 17 out of 18 starts, over a wide variety of distances. All those victories included a memorable staging of the now Kipco-sponsored High Summer, often career-defining championship race, the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Stakes at Ascot in 1972. 50 years on, Brigadier Gerard is the latest recipient of the Kipco Diamonds and Pearls Award, given to commemorate vintage renewals of the race, a high point of flat racing's Kipco British Champion Series. In that year, the Brigadier was up against 4 classic winners in the all-aged encounter and tested for the first time over 1.5 miles, and he was made to dig deep to make it 15 successes on the trot by the Irish St Leger winner Parnell.
The Brigadier has taken it up as they hit the furlong pole. It's Brigadier Gerard from Parnell, then comes Steel Poison from a mile towards the near side, but it's Brigadier Gerard from Parnell as they race up towards the line. Brigadier Gerard to make it 15 out of 15. Parnell is second and Riverman is third, and at the line Brigadier Gerard the winner. Parnell is second.
And the result was only confirmed after a lengthy and tense steward's inquiry into interference. Brigadier Gerard had been named after a rather self-important comedic military character created like Sherlock Holmes in stories by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. But in contrast to his namesake, when the horse retired to stud just 3 races after the King George, one of them his sole defeat at York, so ended a seriously brilliant, a legendary career, considered amongst the most genuinely important of the 20th century, and indeed all time, never to be forgotten.
And it's Weaver's Hall in the lead. Weaver's Hall for Ireland from Roberto on the far side. Then comes Scottish Rifle. Hard to beat, making good progress towards the stand side. And Dahlia coming there with a terrific run now. And it's Dahlia Bill Powers. Bill Powers has rocketed into the lead now on Dahlia. And he's storming up the straight. This filly's established an unassailable lead as she hits the furlong marker. It's Dahlia striding away now from Rheingold in second place. Then comes Weaver's Hall and Armadale. And then comes Scottish Rifle. But racing to the line, Dahlia wins it in tremendous style. In second place, Rheingold.
Only Millreef, 2 years before, had won the race by the same margin of 6 lengths.
At the start of her 4-year-old career, Dahlia ran disappointingly, but she showed she had lost none of her ability when winning the Grand Prix de Saint-Cloud in early July, just 20 days before the King George. Ridden by Lester Piggott, she was a warm order to become the first horse to win a second King George. The field of 9 included the 1,000 guineas and Prix de Diane winner Highclere and Snow Knight, the surprise winner of the Epsom Derby. Dahlia's trainer, Maurice Silbert, also ran a pacemaker, so that Leicester could settle Dahlia in the early stages.
Boy is in third, Dahlia cruising now in fourth. 5 is Connor Pass, 6 is Freefoot, and 7 is Highclere. Behind Highclere is also Maggiore, then Dancaro was one from last, and Card King's last, and they're swinging round into the straight now. And as they do so, it's Hippodamia being pressed by Snow Knight. Behind Snow Knight is Boy. Then comes Dahlia, then Highclere unleashing a run towards the stand side. They're coming to the 2 furlong marker, and Snow Knight has hit the front from Boy, but Dahlia is cruising on the stand side, and it's Snow Knight from Boy and Dahlia and Highclere trying to get on terms with them, and Dancaro coming there strongly too, but it's Dahlia who's hit the front again. The 1973 winner's gonna win it in 1974. It's Dahlia going clear again, being pressed by Highclere from the Queen. Then comes Dancaro and Boy, but racing up towards the line. Dahlia has it well thrown up from Highclere second, and that's the line. Dahlia is the winner, Highclere is second. Lester Piggott returning to a great reception after a really clear-cut triumph by this remarkable filly. And Her Majesty, where the runner-up Highclere presents the great trophy to Nelson Bunker Hunt, the owner of Dahlia. They're all in, they're under starters' orders, and they're away. And Bustino himself is one of the first to show, from Grundy on the outside, and then Highest racing up now to take it up from Kinglet. And it's Highest from Kinglet and Bustino, the 3 stable companions, with Star Appeal on the outside of Bustino. Then comes Grundy, then just in behind Grundy is Ashmore, and then Dibbydale, and then comes Dahlia, then On My Way and Card King, and Libra's Rib as the back marker as they go down towards Swinley Bottom at a really blistering pace, with Highest in the lead, from Kinglet in second and Star Appeal third, and 4 is Bustino, 5 Grundy, 6 on the outside is Ashmore, 7 on the inner, then comes Dahlia, and 8 is Dibbydale, and then just in behind them come Card King, On My Way, and Libra's Rib, and already they're coming up towards the mile marker at a really blistering gallop still, with Highest going on from Kinglet and Star Appeal, then a gap of 3 lengths to Bustino, then comes Grundy. Behind Grundy is Ashmore with Dahlia, then Dibbydale and Card King and On My Way and Libra's Rib, and only 7 furlongs to run now in the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes, and it's Highest in the lead from Kinglet, and then comes Star Appeal, and then Bustino. Behind Bustino is Grundy, then Ashmore, then Dahlia, then Card King, and then Dibbydale, then Libra's Rib, and On My Way is the back marker of the 11 runners. And now it's Kinglet who's going on. Kinglet from Highest, and then Star Appeal, and then Bustino. Bustino making relentless progress. Back in 5th place is Grundy, but closing with them. And then comes Ashmore, and then Dahlia, and it's Kinglet from Star Appeal now as they race towards the 5 furlong marker and pass it. It's Kinglet in the lead from Star Appeal in second, and Bustino third, and Grundy 4 and 5 Ashmore, and 6 is Dahlia. 7 just behind them. Libra's Rib making good ground towards the outside. Then Card King. Behind Card King is Dibbydale, then On My Way, and they're past the half-mile marker now and racing towards the home turn, and it's Bustino has gone on from Grundy, and it's Bustino now in the lead from Grundy, the favourite, in second. Then comes Star Appeal third. Dahlia's coming there strongly 4. Behind Dahlia is Ashmore, then Libra's Rib and Card King as they level up for home, and Bustino from Grundy in second, Star Appeal and Dahlia, then Ashmore, then On My Way beginning a run towards the stand side at the 2 furlong marker, and it's Bustino, Joe Mercer being pressed by Pat Emery now. Grundy, then Dahlia in 3rd place as they race towards the furlong pole. It's Bustino and Grundy together. Then comes Dahlia, then On My Way. Bustino on the far side, Grundy on the near side. The 3-year-old and the 4-year-old. They race into the final 150 yards. And it's Grundy going on from Bustino and Dahlia and On My Way. Bustino's fighting his way back, but Grundy's holding him as they come to the line. Grundy wins it. Bustino second, Dahlia third. On My Way 4, Card King 5.
Such a race would have been hard to follow, but in 1976 the King George attracted no less than 5 classic winners. Leading the parade, the Coronation Cup runner-up Ashmore. The strong-willed grey Bruni, a 10-length winner of the St. Leger the previous autumn. The Prince of Wales Stakes winner Record Run. The Irish Derby winner Malacart. French Derby winner Youth. And the first filly to win the English and French Oaks since 1864, Pornice.
And that's it. All 10 are installed for the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes, and they're away. And Bruni's
At the start, Lester Piggott on Bruni lost an arm. Saint-Martin on ponies set out in front at a fast gallop, leaving the remainder of the field the job of catching her. Close though they came, not one horse managed it.
Behind Dakota and last is Duke of Marmalade and swinging around the home turn now in the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes, and his ponies in the lead, being pressed by Malacard. Youth has run very wide at the home turn indeed, run practically right off course, coming to the 2 furlong marker now, and his ponies being pressed by Malacard. Then comes Dakota with a good run on the stand side, but his ponies from Malacard are 1-2 for France at the moment. Orange Bay putting in a good run, and Bruni coming there with a strong challenge now, but it's still ponies from Malacard as they race into the final 150 yards. Ponies from Malacard, and then comes Orange Bay and Bruni, and Dakota right over on the stand side, and Dakota coming there on the stand side with a tremendous challenge, but Ponies is going to hold him at the line. Ponies the winner from Bruni and Orange Bay.
Ponies became the 4th filly to win the King George, following Aunt Edith, Park Top and Dahlia.
And they've just got 3.5 furlongs to run now. They're racing towards the home turn, and it's still Mark Lane and Edward Hyde from Lucky Wednesday in second, Orange Bay. Then comes Bruni. Behind Bruni is Trainer's Seat. Then the Minstrel making ground with Crystal Palace. 2.5 furlongs to run in the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes. And it's Mark Lane being pressed by Orange Bay. Here comes the Minstrel unleashing a run towards the right of the picture with Bruni upsides. Then Crystal Palace and Excella behind him. They're racing towards the furlong pole now, and it's Orange Bay who strikes the front. It's Orange Bay now from the Minstrel. Excella putting in a great run towards the stand side. It's Orange Bay being tackled by the Minstrel and Excella. And as they race into the closing stages, it's the Minstrel from Orange Bay and Excella racing up towards the line. The Minstrel from Orange Bay and Excella. And as they come to the line, the Minstrel will... Third and 4, Crystal Palace, Norfolk Air, Mark Lane and Lucky Wednesday and Bruni behind them, Trainer Seat and Crow and last Professimo. Officially it's a photo.
Fitted with blinkers for the first time, Orange Bay had stayed on to the line. The crowd were undecided and rushed to see who returned as the winner. The Minstrel had won, but only a short head separated them at the finish. Vincent O'Brien had trained the winner of the King George for the 3rd time to equal the newly retired Sir Noel Merlis. Just 3 weeks after the King George, it was announced that a half share in the Minstrel had been sold back to his breeder E.P. Taylor for $4,100,000. 4 partners, headed by Robert Sangster, had bought the Minstrel at America's Keeneland July sale 2 years before for $200,000. For Lester Piggott, it was his 6th King George. His nearest rivals, Poincelet, Paz and Saint-Martin, had ridden 2 each.
All installed, they're under starters' orders, and they're away. Field of Bourbon from Acamas, John Reed from Yves Saint-Martin. Yves Saint-Martin coming with a great challenge, it's too late, Field of Bourbon wins it. Comes Troy, and then Swiss Maid, then Game of Seine. Behind Game of Seine, or on the outside of Game of Seine, rather, is Elamanamu, and then Blanchon, and going a good pace down towards Swinley Bottom. Road to Glory, the pacemaker for Troy, about 2 to 3 lengths clear now of Telescopico. Then comes Troy back in 3rd, then Swiss Maid, then Elamanamu, then Game of Seine, and finally Blanchon. Still Road to Glory, making it, and Brown Proctor, his first ride in the King George and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes, making it a good pace from Telescopico. Elamanamu now goes 3rd, Troy is 4, Swiss Maid is 5, and Game of Seine 6 and 7, and last is Blanchon, and they're just coming up to the mile pole. Road to Glory in the lead from Telescopico and Elamanamu. Then Troy, then Swiss Maid, then Game of Seine, and then Blanchon. They're racing towards the 7 marker now, and it's still Road to Glory from Telescopico, then Elamanamu, then Troy, then Swiss Maid, then Game of Seine, and then comes Blanchon. And they're passing the 7 mark now, making towards the 6, and it's still Road to Glory in the lead from Telescopico and Elamanamu. Then Troy, behind Troy comes Swiss Maid, then Game of Seine on the inside, going smoothly, and last is Blanchon. They're coming past the 6 marker now, and it's still Road to Glory by 2 lengths from Telescopico, who has a 2.5 length advantage over Elamanamu, who's 2 lengths up on Troy, who's a length and a half up on Swiss Maid. Then comes Game of Seine and Blanchon, and they're passing the 5 marker now, and it's still Road to Glory in the lead. From in 2nd place, Telescopico, then comes Elamanamu, then Troy, behind Troy is Swiss Maid, then Game of Seine making a little ground on the inside, and then comes Blanchon, who's last, but they're grouping as they come to the home turn now, and well inside the final half mile, it's Road to Glory from Telescopico. Then comes Elamanamu, then Troy making ground towards the outside, then Lolshan and Swiss Maid and Gamersen as they turn for home now, and it's still Road to Glory, the pacemaker in the lead from Telescopico, Troy and Elamanamu, and Swiss Maid nearly lost her footing there around the home turn. It's still Road to Glory in the lead, but Elamanamu coming to challenge, and Troy on the right of the picture being traced by Gamersen. They're coming down now to the furlong pole, and it's Elamanamu being challenged by Troy and Elamanamu. Then comes Gamersen for France as they race to the inside the final furlong. It's Troy who's taken it up now from Elamanamu, with Gamersen putting in a great challenge towards the stand side, but it's Troy and Willie Castle striding up to victory towards the line. They're being pressed by Gamersen, but they've got it sewn up, and Troy has won it from Gamersen second and Elamanamu third. Fourth was Lolshan, behind him came Telescopico and Road to Glory, and Swiss Maid was last, and so the result of the 29th running of the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes is first number 9, Troy, owned by Sir Michael Sobel and Sir Arnold Wanstock, trained by Dick Hearn and ridden by Willie Carson. Second was number 1, Gamersen, owned by Mr. Jacques Wertheimer, trained by Alec Head and ridden by Freddie Head. And third was number 7, Elamanamu, owned by Mrs. Audrey Munoz, trained by Guy Harwood and ridden by Greville Starkey. Fourth was number 3, Lolshan. So Troy completes the great trio. He's 9-4 with Corals for the Arc de Triomphe, 3-1 with Ladbrokes for the Arc de Triomphe, 3-1 with the Tote for the Arc de Triomphe. Here's how he won the 1979 running of this great King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes, as we see it again with Julian Wilson.
And he did it really well. You can see the sods flying as they come in the straight, although it wasn't watered again last night, and the pacemakers led into the straight, so it hasn't been that fast a pace. And Willie's delayed his challenge much longer today on Troy than he did in Ireland at least. At this point, you can see he's still got Elamanamu to go and pick up. He's got a length to make up, and Freddie Head's making his run on the outside, and Gamersen from one back. He only had one behind him, half a mile out. And it's just about this point there that Gamersen stumbles. You can see Freddie Head almost lost everything there. He certainly lost his stride, although in fact he's pulled his whip through there, and he didn't lose more than half a length. But Willie's gone for home now. He's gone quickly a couple of lengths clear from Elamanamu, who held him just for about 50 yards, but no more. And now Freddie Head's making ground on the runner-up. But remember, this is the best middle-distance three-year-old in France on the evidence of his last run. And Willie hasn't had to be too hard on Troy at all. He's probably hasn't given him more than a slap down the neck, in fact. He's coasted home in the last 50 yards, although Gamersen was closing on him. But although Gamersen may have been a little unlucky to stumble, it certainly didn't affect the result.
And Elamanamu, the stable companions, then Turnabos, then Mrs. Penny, breathing menacingly just in behind them. Then comes Main Reef, but Willie Carson has struck the front on Elamanamu. And it's Willie Carson and Elamanamu from Lester Piggott on Mrs. Penny. Gregorian making progress over on the far rail. Then comes Dunet on the outside, and Lamamo making a great run now towards the stand side. But it's Elamanamu from Mrs. Penny. There's little between the two. Willie Carson and Lester Piggott as they race into the closing stages. It's Lester on the near side, Willie Carson on the far side, Elamanamu and Mrs. Penny. Elamanamu's just stretching clear now as they come to the line to win it. Elamanamu's won it from Mrs. Penny's second, Gregorian. Racing down towards the furlong pole, and Shergar, the 3-year-old, burst through to take it up on the far side. It's Shergar now from Madam Game Master. Willie Fingers came for them in a good run, but as they race into the closing stages, Shergar, lengthening in his stride, is going to win it in tremendous style. Shergar striding up to the line from Madam Gay, and Fingers came, and at the line, Shergar wins it. Pressed now by his younger brother Assert. It's Bicala now from Assert, Serge Gourley from Christy Roach. Glint of Gold is finishing well on the outside. Lester Piggott's poised just in behind him. Carla Glow still well in touch. La Fontaine's losing ground, and Glint of Gold coming there with a very strong challenge now on the right of the picture. It's Bicala over on the far side, Assert in the center, Glint of Gold is next, Carla Glow is fourth. They're racing up into the closing stages now, and it's Assert with the advantage from Glint of Gold. The 3-year-old from the 5-year-old. Carla Glow's finishing well over on the far side, and it's Assert now from Carla Glow as they race up towards the line. Assert from Carla Glow. Carla Glow's beginning to get up, but as they come to the line, Carla Glow wins it. Carla Glow wins it from Assert. Second, third, Glint of Gold. Then came Critique and Bicala behind them, Easter Sun, and then Height of Fashion, and last Lafontaine. Home turn now, and as they do so, it's Lemmy Gold on the inside of Diamond Shoal. Just in behind them come Awazif. Kellyan has lost ground. Sun Princess is making ground. Rocamadour is just off the lead, spinning round into the home turn, and it's Diamond Shoal and Lester Piggott who takes it up now from Willie Carson on Sun Princess. Then Time Charter unleashing a run on the outside. Kellyan is last. They're racing towards the furlong pole, and it's Diamond Shoal from Sun Princess and Time Charter. Diamond Shoal on the far side, Sun Princess in the middle, Time Charter still coming there strongly on the stand side. Time Charter with the advantage now on the stand side from Diamond Shoal between horses Sun Princess. Time Charter with the advantage as they race towards the line. Joe Morse is going to win it, and at the line Time Charter wins it from Diamond Shoal, second Sun Princess, third, four was Awazif. And they're away. Ptolomeo makes quite fast on the near side, and Darshan's also right up at them, and Tinozo's taking it up now and being tracked by Sadler's Wells. Lester Piggott goes straight to the front as they race down towards Swindley Bottom. Tinozo has gone to the front, tracked by Sadler's Wells. His Honor, the pacemaker, now for Sun Princess, has gone up to be second and relegated Sadler's Wells to third. Then comes Sun Princess on his outside, then Darshan, and then Ptolomeo. Behind Ptolomeo is Time Charter. Just in behind Time Charter is Miramar Reef, and then comes Magwell, and behind Magwell is Dahar and Flute Enchanté, and it's still Lester Piggott on the inside of His Honor, but His Honor has gone on now. His Honor has taken it up from Tinozo in second. Sun Princess is third. Then comes Sadler's Wells, 4, 5 is Darshan, 6 and 7 are Time Charter and Ptolomeo. Then comes Fly Me and Miramar Reef, and the back marker is Dahar, and it's still His Honor in the lead from Tinozo second, Sun Princess a close third. Quite a gap then to Darshan and Sadler's Wells, the first and second in the French Derby. Just behind them are Time Charter and Ptolomeo. Then comes Magwell and Fly Me. Behind Fly Me, Miramar Reef, and then Jupiter Island and Flute Enchanté, and finally Dahar. They're past the 5 furlong pole, and it's still His Honor from Tinozo. Lester Piggott towards the outside. Sun Princess is going very cosily in third. Then comes Sadler's Wells. Then comes Darshan, and then Time Charter and Ptolomeo as they pass the half-mile pole. Tinozo in the lead now from Sun Princess in second. Sadler's Wells is third. Darshan is fourth. Time Charter's making ground now in fifth, just upsides Ptolomeo. They're into the home stretch, and it's Lester Piggott in the lead now on Tinozo, being pressed still by Sun Princess. Then comes Sadler's Wells, then Darshan. Behind Darshan, being pulled to the outside, is Time Charter, and it's Tinozo over on the far side, being pressed now by Sadler's Wells. Then comes Ptolomeo, then on the stand side, Time Charter. It's Tinozo from Sadler's Wells. Ptolomeo in the centre of the course. Time Charter unleashing a run towards the stand side. It's Tinozo, they're in the lead. Tinozo the leader from Sadler's Wells, and Ptolomeo and Time Charter. Lester Piggott is going to win it again. Tinozo wins the King George, 6th and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes. Second is Sadler's Wells, and third is Ptolomeo, and fourth and fifth were Time Charter and Sun Princess. Then Dahar and Jupiter Island and Flute Enchanté and Darshan, and behind them Fly Me. Behind Fly Me was Magwell, and then Miramar Reef, and last was His Honor. And so the result of the 1984 King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes. First, number 9, Tinozo, owned by Mr. Eric Moller, trained by Jeff Ragg and written by Lester Piggott. Second was number 18, Sadler's Wells, owned by Mr. Robert Sangster, trained by Vincent O'Brien and written by Pat Edery. And third was number 10, Ptolomeo, owned by Mr. Carlo D'Alessio, trained by Luca Cumani and written by Ray Guest. It was officially a photo for fourth place between Time Charter and Sun Princess, with Time Charter probably just getting the minor berth. But no doubt the winner, his 68th of the season, his 7th in the great Ascot Showpiece. Tinozo, written by Lester Piggott, the son of youth out of Furioso, becomes the 18th 4-year-old to win this great race, of which this is the 34th running. Tinozo, having always been in the first two, taken on by Sun Princess at the half-mile pole or just before it, wrested the lead from the mare again, approaching the home turn, battled up the rail to complete a fine training performance for Jeff Ragg and win in tremendous style in the end, to frank his form
in the Grand Prix de Saint-Cloud. He's the 13-2 winner. And Leicester having his 29th and final ride in the race he first rode in the inaugural year in 1951. Oh so sharp, still the 5-4 on favourite. There's Potosky, goes in Willie Carson, trained by Dick Hearn, who's won it 3 times, as has Vincent O'Brien, the trainer of Law Society, who goes in now. And then Oh So Sharp, the filly, and remarkably, Steve Cawthon has got down to the correct weight, 8 stone 5, the first time he's done that this season. Last in now is August. All 12 installed for the 1985 King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes, and they're running. And Infantry is in fact the first to show from August. Infantry, August and Crazy Aim on the outside. Then comes Law Society. Behind them, Sirius Symboli. For Japan on the outside is Princess Patty, with then Oh So Sharp. Behind Oh So Sharp is Potosky. Behind Potosky is Raft. Then comes Rainbow Quest, Strawberry Road, and last is Leicester on Crazy as they run down towards Swinley Bottom, with August now in the lead from Infantry in second. Then comes Princess Patty in third. In fourth is Tracy Aim. Then towards the outside, Oh So Sharp. Law Society is next on the inside. Behind him comes Raft, and then Rainbow Quest. The back marker now is Sirius Symboli. They pass the mile marker, and August taking him along at a blistering pace. From Infantry in second, third is Princess Patty. Then quite a gap to Tracy Aim. Then comes Oh So Sharp. Then Law Society on the inside of Rainbow Quest, who's making a little bit of ground. Behind them come Raft. Behind Raft is Potosky. Then comes Strawberry Road, Crazy, and finally Sirius Symboli. And August a long way clear of Infantry in second. Third is Princess Patty. Tracy Aim is fourth. Then comes Oh So Sharp. Behind Oh So Sharp is Rainbow Quest, then Law Society, then comes Raft, and then Potosky. They pass the 5 furlong pole. Still August in the lead. Infantry is second. Oh So Sharp has gone third. Rainbow Quest is 4, 5 Tracy Aim, 6 is Law Society, being pushed along by Pat Edery. Then comes Raft, then comes Potosky. They're racing towards the home turn now in the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes, and Infantry and Brent Thompson have gone to the front from Oh So Sharp, who goes second. Then comes Rainbow Quest in third. Racing round the home turn into the straight now, and it's Infantry from Oh So Sharp. Law Society's improving a bit now. They've got 2.5 furlongs to run, and it's Infantry from Oh So Sharp. Rainbow Quest coming there on the stand side. Law Society is chasing these. It's Infantry on the far side, Rainbow Quest on the near side. Oh So Sharp in between horses takes it up now, and it's Oh So Sharp and Rainbow Quest. These two, Potosky's coming to deliver a challenge. Oh So Sharp over on the far side from Rainbow Quest, and Potosky coming there strongly. They've got 100 yards to run. Potosky on the near side has got to take it up. Potosky now with the advantage from Oh So Sharp on the far side. At the line, it's a photo finish between Potosky and Oh So Sharp. Rainbow Quest was third and 4 Law Society. It's a photo between Potosky and Oh So Sharp. Potosky on the near side, Oh So Sharp on the far side. Rainbow Quest was third, and Law Society 4. Well, officially it's a photo finish, but I think we'll find that Willie Carson on Potosky has got up in the dying stages of the 1985 King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes to spoil the unbeaten record of the odds-on favourite Oh So Sharp. It looks as though Oh So Sharp has become the 6th odds-on favourite to be beaten. If so, then Dick Hearn will become the first trainer in the history of the race to win it 4 times. The photo between Potosky and Oh So
Brave with a terrific touch of class.
The first time that Greville rode him at Sandown was a 3-runner race, and Greville got off and he looked at me and said, "That will be my Derby ride next year."
Sharastani is to go.
In the Derby, we decided we wanted to be very handy. We knew we would get the trip well, and Dancing Brave would be held up, and our position was to go forward and to get first run on him.
All 9 for the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes.
I mean, it was a really unfortunate Derby in the fact that the race concertinaed up, and around the 8th furlong they slowed the race up. And Greville knew how the horse wanted riding. He sat out the back. That was the way to ride the horse. The unfortunate thing was that because the race really slowed up, there was a concertina, and when that opened up, Greville was at the back.
It was a great thrill for me to win the race, but I felt sorry for Greville.
So I suppose the narrative in the lead up to the King George was the rematch with Shahrastani. He'd gone to win the Irish Derby, you'd gone on to win the Eclipse. How could you approach the race with real confidence?
Because I had the best horse. I think it was a hugely important race, and it still is, as it is now, a hugely important part of the calendar. All the best horses from all over Europe come, and of course the Eclipse is the first race really where the 3-year-olds take on the older horses, then it's the King George, and then it's the Arc.
Yes, it's a mid-season target. Usually when the generations meet for the first time, it's a great race to win. It's just super to have the material that, you know, allows you to win, doesn't matter what age they are.
They're under starters' orders, and they're running.
And you watch the race now, it's quite an unusual spectacle with the pace-making scenario that was going on.
The fact that it was a good gallop would suit him because he wanted riding from behind.
And making ground all the time on the inside, Pat Edery on Dancing Brave. One from last is Potosky, last is Trip Teach, but they're beginning to bunch now as Diastan takes it up.
I was really confident that he would turn the tables on Shahrastani.
Here comes Dancing Brave, unleashing a run towards the stand side.
I just asked him that little couple of strides and he came on the bridle very quick, and I felt, cool, I'm going to win here, and then I pulled him out and he came there so easy. I just felt probably I got there too early. He got to the front and took it easy, and then he saw the horse from the corner of his eye a second, and he went again.
He looked the winner a long way out. Shadari finished really strongly. Shahrastani was beaten, turning in.
He was just too good.
Too good.
Dancing Brave avenges that Epsom defeat in fantastic style.
You've got to put him with the best. He's a really tough horse.
I think I thought that possibly we would have another one like that. I always thought another one would come along. It didn't.
Reference point being chased by a Catanango. Reference point for England from a Catanango for Germany from Unite in third, then Sir Harry Lewis, and Steve has gone for home already on reference point. He's lengthening now. It's reference point going away from a Catanango, and on the outside Celestial Storm producing a run. Trip Teacher's coming with a tremendous challenge now. They're racing to the furlong pole, and it's still reference point from Trip Teach and Celestial Storm racing into the final 150 yards. Reference point is holding a ball and is going to win it. The Derby winners against the King George and the Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes. Reference point is...
Both Diminuendo and Kayazi were absent from the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes. With Toto, the Italian champion Tony Bin and Almirad all unbeaten that season, as well as Mood Madness in the field, the 5-year-olds had 40% of the field. The 3-year-old challenge was led by Unforwain, Doyoun and Glacial Storm.
With the advantage from Afwan. Percy's Lass on the outside. Doyoun up with them. Almirad still making ground towards the lead, just in behind them. Coming down to the 2-furlong pole. Afwan has gone to the front from Doyoun and Percy's Lass with Almirad coming there strongly now towards the stand side, and Matoto coming with him. It's Afwan over on the far side. Matoto on the near side. Afwan on the far side. Matoto producing a tremendous run now. Matoto's gone to the front from Almirad and Tony Bin and Afwan. Matoto with the advantage as they race into the closing stages. It's Matoto from Afwan and Tony Bin as they race towards the line. Matoto wins the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes. Second was Afwan.
And Toto was fast establishing himself as Europe's leading horse, and in winning the Coral Eclipse and the King George in the same season, it emulated the achievements of his sire Busted 21 years earlier.
Nashwan is being tracked by Kakarithes. Nashwan is cutting down Top Class as though he didn't exist. Nashwan has stored into the lead now from Kakarithes, who's coming there to challenge him. It's Nashwan and Kakarithes now, the big 2-3-year-olds as they race towards the line. Nashwan on the far side, Kakarithes on the near side as they race to the line. It's Nashwan and Kakarithes, and Nashwan has won it. Nashwan has won it from Kakarithes.
Cacoethes top class is third, 4 is Sheriff Star, 5, 6.
Installed for the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes of 1990, and they're running. Belmez shows fast on the inside, then Asatis, Cacoethes up with the pace, in the wings is going right up there to join them. In the wings going on now with Old Vic on his outside, and Sapiens has gone right up to dispute the lead as well. And it's in the wings with Sapiens on the inside, Old Vic towards the outer, Belmez and Hussian just in behind them, then Cacoethes, who's been dropped back behind Cacoethes' legal case, and then comes Terriman and then Charmer. And Sartis, unbeaten previously over this course, is the back marker at the moment, as Old Vic and Steve Cawthon are the leaders now. From on the inside, Sapiens, towards the outside is Limeburn, just in behind Limeburn is Belmez, and in the wings, and then Hussian behind Hussian, his legal case. And still Sartis the back marker, and Old Vic making it. Old Vic from Limeburn in second, Sapiens is third. Then in the wings 4, Belmez just in behind him, and behind Belmez on his outside is Hussian, behind Hussian then is Cacoethes, and then Terriman, and still the back marker is Asatis, with Charmer dropping back too. They're past the 6th pole, and Old Vic is still the leader from Limeburn, intended to be the pacemaker for Cacoethes in second, Sapiens is third. Then comes in the wings on the inside with Belmez, then Hussian making ground towards the outer. Cacoethes is getting closer now. Terriman has got a lot to do. Old Vic has a 3-length advantage now as they race to the half-mile pole. And it's Old Vic from on the inside in the wings. Sapiens has gone third. Belmez is right there with Cacoethes improving. Rounding the home turn, it's a Sheikh Mohammed 1-2 at the moment, with Old Vic the leader from Belmez in second, Cacoethes third. Sapiens is dropping out of it. Asatis is improving fast towards the stand side, but it's Old Vic being pressed by Belmez, then Cacoethes, and then Asatis under pressure. It's Belmez and Michael Cannan who've taken it up now from Old Vic, with Cacoethes third and Asatis 4, and Asatis still improving. Belmez and Old Vic fighting it out in the Mohammed colours, with Asatis still coming there. Old Vic is fighting back, but the 3-year-old has the advantage. It's Belmez from Old Vic with Asatis third as they race into the closing stages. Old Vic is fighting back. It's going to be a photo, but Belmez has just won it from Old Vic with third Asatis and 4 Cacoethes. Behind them came in the wings and Terriman, and behind Terriman was Charmer, and behind Charmer was Hussian, and then Sapiens and legal case. And last was Limeburn, but officially it was a photo. But I think there's little doubt that Belmez, the only 3-year-old in the race, number 13, owned by Sheikh Mohammed, trained by Henry Cecil and ridden by Michael Cannan, has beaten number 10, Old Vic, owned by Sheikh Mohammed, trained by Henry Cecil and ridden by Steve Cawthon. So a scintillating 1-2 for Henry Cecil.
Bogtrotter and Nigel Day, Generous and Richard Quinn. It's going to be close as they get to the line, and Generous gets there. Generous beats Bogtrotter, and it's Generous in the lead from Marju, who's powering through, coming through to second place. They've got a furlong to go in the Eveready Derby, and it's Generous and young Alan Munro, and only his second Derby ride clear from Marju in second as they race up towards the line. Generous takes it. Generous is the winner.
Generous is going to win the Budweiser Derby, and at the line, Generous is a brilliant winner. Swam down to his second, Star of the Dance is third. As they race up towards the line, Generous is going to win the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes in terrific style. He races towards the line, 5-6 lengths clear. Generous has won it.
They're under orders, and they're away. And Saint-Gervais has gone straight into the lead. Saint-Gervais, the odds-on favourite, has gone into the lead. Silver Wisp going up on his inside. Sadler's Hall's on the outer. Then comes Opera House. Behind them comes Sapiens. Then Jeune making a run towards the front from the rear. The 2 back markers are Rock Hopper and Terriman, and Saint-Gervais and Stephen Crane being pressed now by Sapiens. It's quite a slow pace. Stephen obviously trying to slow them down in the early stages as Sapiens goes up on his inside. Then right up there on the outside is Sadler's Hall. Silver Wisp holding his place on the inner. Just in behind them come Opera House. The back marker still is Terriman, and Saint-Gervais on the outside of Sapiens in second. Then Sadler's Hall on the outside of Opera House. Behind them comes Jeune, who's moved ahead of Silver Wisp, who's lost a bit of ground, and then comes Rockhopper, and finally Terriman. Racing out of Swinley Bottom and racing now towards the 7 furlong marker, and as they do so, it's still Saint-Gervais. Saint-Gervais the leader from Sapiens in second, and Stephen Crane keeping right out of trouble. Saint-Gervais from Sapiens, then on the outside comes Opera House making a forward move. Sadler's Hall comes next, and then behind him comes Jeune, and then Silver Wisp, on whom Paul Eddery hasn't moved yet, then Rockhopper, and finally Terriman. And Saint-Gervais now being chased by Opera House, who moves into second. Sapiens on the inside, but going third now is Jeune, who moves up on the outside. Sapiens 4 and 5, Sadler's Hall. Little gap to Silver Wisp, who's got a lot to do, has been chasing along now and who's not getting anywhere. Saint-Gervais, the odds-on favourite, races towards the home turn. The clear leader from Opera House, Jeune. Sapiens on the inner. Then comes Sadler's Hall. A gap to Silver Wisp. You can almost count him out of it. Then comes Rockhopper, and finally Terriman. And all by himself, Saint-Gervais, the favourite, is well clear. The Budweiser Irish Derby winner from in second place. Opera House third on the outside, making good progress now with Sadler's Hall. Then comes Sapiens in fourth, racing into the closing stages, and Saint-Gervais and Stephen Crane have it absolutely sewn up. The King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes of 1992 is one a furlong out, and Saint-Gervais strides clear. It's going to be close for the minor placings, but at the line, Saint-Gervais wins it brilliantly. Second is Sadler's Hall, third Opera House, 4 Sapiens, 5 is Rockhopper, 6, 7 and 8 are Terriman, Silver Wisp and Jeune.
Under orders, and they're racing, and first to begin on the outside is Opera House. User-friendly though is anxious to get with the lead, and also Desert Team is up there in the early stages. White Muzzle settles in third the inside. Further back in the field, then Opera House on the outside of Drum Taps, who's very handy today. Platini is just behind them as they sort themselves out from Commander-in-Chief in that pack as well, and Jeune as well back in the field in company with the Grey Environment Friend. Racing through the first 2 furlongs, and User-Friendly finds herself in front by a length to on the inside. Desert Team from Drum Taps wider out. Then Tenby and Commander-in-Chief trapped 3 and 4 wide as they race down to Swinley Bottom. In behind them is Opera House, the outside, nicely settled on the outside of White Muzzle from Platini, then Jeune, and a length last of all is Environment Friend, and 7 or 8 lengths covers the field as they race down the side to Swinley Bottom. User-Friendly by a length to Tenby. The pace is a cracker. 3 parts away then Desert Team, the inside, a half to Drum Taps, a half Commander-in-Chief. 3 parts away then on the outside is Opera House, improving on the outside as they race out of Swinley Bottom now and leave the 7 behind them. It's User-Friendly the leader by a length to Tenby on the outside. Commander-in-Chief and Drum Taps looming up 3 and 4 wide. Out 5 wide is Opera House with the white sleeves. In behind them Desert Team. Platini is in the centre. Then follows White Muzzle. Further back in the field then is Jeune taken to the outside with Environment Friend. A packing field as they race up the side in the King George now, nearing the 5 furlong marker. User-Friendly in front by a length. The Drum Taps are half away then Tenby, who's being pumped along. Commander-in-Chief is going well on the outside with a pink cap. Then Opera House. In behind them at this stage is Environment Friend about 8 wide. Further back is White Muzzle looking for a way through as they run up towards the home turn. 3 and a half out. User-Friendly being tackled by Drum Taps. Commander-in-Chief call on for an effort. Out 4 wide is Opera House. Desert Team behind them from White Muzzle. Then Tenby, Jeune, Environment Friend and Platini. But the filly User-Friendly heads up for home in front in the King George. Here's Commander-in-Chief call on for his effort now. He's looming up to throw out the big challenge, and Opera House joining in as well. It's Opera House who now sprints up on the outside to put his nose in front. Commander-in-Chief going with him. User-Friendly can't go on. Then White Muzzle, who's unleashed right down the centre now from Environment Friend. They've got a furlong left to go in the King George. It's Opera House who takes over now from Commander-in-Chief, who's flat to the boards, can't make any impression. White Muzzle down the outside. It's Opera House in front though with 50 yards to go. Opera House a length and a half clear, and Opera House is going to win the King George. Opera House goes on to win tight for second between White Muzzle and Commander-in-Chief. Photo there. A long gap of about 8 lengths to User-Friendly. Drum Taps, Environment Friend. Then Desert Team from Tenby. Further back then is Jeune, and last to finish is Platini.
They come into the straight and run to the 2 furlong pole with Bob's Return the leader. Bob's Return being pressed all the time by Wagon Master, who takes it up now. Wagon Master being hampered slightly by the loose horse. Under orders, and they're away. Broadway Flyer on the outside, Strategic Choice on the inner, just in behind them Environment Friend, and then comes Wing Glove, behind Wing Glove Carnegie, and then Lamtara and Pentar is the back marker of the 7 as Broadway Flyer takes them along. The clear leader now from Strategic Choice and Environment Friend. Then comes Wing Glove on the outside, Lamtara and Carnegie just about matching strides with Pentar still bringing up the rear as they run down at a good clip towards Swinley Bottom. Broadway Flower the leader from Strategic Choice and Environment Friend. Wing Glove Carnegie, behind them Lamtara and Pentar. They're just coming up towards the mile pole now in the 1995 King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes, and by a couple of lengths it's Broadway Flyer taking him along from Strategic Choice, then the grey Environment Friend, then very closely grouped a Lamtara and Carnegie and Wing Glove, and still last is Pentar. They're racing towards the 6 furlong pole, and as they do so it's still Broadway Flyer from Strategic Choice, behind Strategic Choice Environment Friend, then Carnegie the Arc de Triomphe winner with the Derby winner on his far side, Lamtara, Wing Glove the Irish Derby winner just behind him. Pentar is still poised in behind the back marker of the 7. They're racing now towards the half-mile pole, and Richard Hills has committed. Broadway Flyer now, he's quickened up in the lead, racing towards the home turn with Strategic Choice next, and the others queuing up behind as Environment Friend begins to lose ground. Round the home turn and into the straight, and it's still Broadway Flyer with the advantage from Strategic Choice. Pentar's making very good progress from the rear into the straight, and Broadway Flyer from Strategic Choice and Lamtara and Pentar. They're coming down to the 2 furlong pole. Broadway Flyer, Strategic Choice and Pentar coming there with Lamtara also. Pentar has taken up the running now from Lamtara, Strategic Choice and Broadway Flyer. It's Pentar with the advantage as they hit the furlong pole from the Derby winner Lamtara. Lamtara is fighting back. Pentar on the near side, Lamtara on the far side. Lamtara's beginning to get up on the far side, and Lamtara's going to win it. Lamtara is winning from Pentar. Strategic Choice was just 3rd, ahead of Wing Glove and Broadway Flyer, and then Carnegie, 6th only, the Arc de Triomphe winner, and 7th and last was Environment Friend. And so the result of the 1995 King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes is first, number 5, Lamtara, owned by Mr. Saeed Maktoum Al Maktoum, the 19-year-old eldest son of Sheikh Maktoum Al Maktoum and nephew of Sheikh Mohammed, trained by Saeed bin Surur, the champion trainer of the season, and ridden by Frankie Dettori. Lamtara retains his unbeaten record.
Charmit, firm favourite at 2-1. Pentar, 3-1 second best. Classic Clichés a 5-1 shot. 7-1 Strategic Choice, 9-1 Oscar Schindler, 12-1 Luso and Farazan, and 33-1 Annus Mirabilis.
Under orders, and they're away. Annus Mirabilis the first to show, and Pentar slowly away. He's way last of the 8th as Annus Mirabilis makes it from Strategic Choice. Then comes Classic Cliché and Luso. Behind Luso is Oscar Schindler. Farasan, Charmit is 1 from last, and last is Pentar and Annus Mirabilis blazing the trail from Strategic Choice. Then comes Luso and Oscar Schindler. Just in behind them, Farasan, beginning a right-hand swing now and just coming up towards the mile pole in the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes, and as they do so, it's Annus Mirabilis by about 2 lengths from Strategic Choice. Then Oscar Schindler on the inside. Luso comes next, very close to him. Classic Cliché right up with them. Just behind them, Farasan. Pentar is still the back marker, and still 1 from last is the Derby winner, Charmit. Annus Mirabilis blazing a very fast trail by 2 lengths from Strategic Choice. Classic Cliché is a clear 3rd now, ahead of Oscar Schindler and Luso and Farasan. Then come Charmit and Pentar. They're past the 6 pole, racing towards the 5, and Annus Annus Mirabilis, who's made all the running so far by 2 lengths from Strategic Choice, then Classic Cliché, then Oscar Schindler, Luso, Farasan, and a little gap then to Charmit, and behind Charmit is Pentar, and they're coming to the half-mile pole now, and as they do so, it's still Annus Mirabilis, the leader, by 2 lengths from Strategic Choice, then Classic Cliché, then Oscar Schindler and Luso and Farasan on the outside. Charmit getting a little bit closer, Pentar also chasing him, but they're almost into the home turn now, and it's still Annus Mirabilis, the leader, as they swing for home. It's Annus Mirabilis, the rider with the white cap. The challenger on the outside is Classic Cliché. Between horses is Strategic Choice. Then comes Charmit making a run with Pentar, but Classic Cliché has gone for home. They're racing towards the furlong pole now, and it's Classic Cliché being challenged by Pentar on the near side, and Charmit, the Derby winner, on the far side. It's Pentar, last year's second, who's taken it up now. He's got 2 lengths clear. He's going to win the 1996 King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes. Pentar has won it this time. Classic Cliché is just second ahead of Charmit, with Oscar Schindler a distant fourth. Then Annus Mirabilis and Farasan and Luso, and last with Strategic Choice. And so the result of the 1996 King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes. First, number 5, Pentar, owned by Mollis Racing, trained by Jeff Ragg, and ridden by Michael Hills at his 4th attempt. He was beaten a neck last year. Second was number 2, Classic Cliché, owned by Godolphin Racing, trained by Saeed bin Surur, and ridden by Mick Kinnan, with third, the Derby winner, number 8, Charmit, owned by Mr. Khalifa Dasmal, trained by Willie Haggis, and ridden by Pat Edery, with fourth, Arlen's Hope, Oscar Schindler. Congratulations there from Richard Hills to his twin brother Michael, as Michael returns to the winner's circle on this son of Be My Guest out of Gulnook, who has won the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes in tremendous style.
Number 5, Pentar, 100 to 30. Second, number 2, Classic Cliché, 5 to 1. Third, number 8, Charmit.
They're under orders, and they're away, and who's going to make the early running? Pilsudski is up there early on. Pilsudski now overtaken by Helicio, and Helicio's gone on. Helicio going on from Swain in second, then comes Kingfisher Mill, then Pilsudski on the inside, and then Sing Spiel. And Perdapio has been dropped back to last by Gary Stevens, and Cash Asmus is going to ensure a blazing pace. Kingfisher Mill has gone up now to almost join him, and in fact he's taken it up. He's run a little bit wide there, Pat, looking for the better ground, and Kingfisher Mill has taken it off Helicio, just checked slightly now by Cash Asmussen. Then in third is Swain, 4 is Pilsudski moving up on the inside. Just in behind them comes Strategic Choice, and Shantou towards the outside. Still the back marker is Perdapio, and Kingfisher Mill, the only 3-year-old in the race under Pat Edery, is the leader from Helicio. Then comes Swain, then towards the outside is Shantou, on the inside is Sing Spiel. Then come Pilsudski, making ground on the inner. Towards the far side, as we see them now, is Perdapio, but they're coming over under the trees, and it's still Pat Edery taking him along on the 3-year-old. They passed the 6 marker there, but he's gone up to join him again, Helicio, and Helicio just shading Kingfisher Mill now. These two really having a ding-dong upsides. In third is Pilsudski, travelling well. Over on the far side is Swain, the rider with the white cap. Just in behind them, Sing Spiel. Just in behind Sing Spiel comes Shantou. Perdapio, one of the back markers, with Strategic Choice, and now it's Helicio who has taken it up as they race towards the home turn. Helicio, the leader from Swain, is in second. Pilsudski third on the far rail. Making ground from the rear now is Shantou, but on the inside it's Sing Spiel who's fourth, and it's Helicio the leader. Helicio from Swain as they race towards the 3-furlong marker. Helicio's under pressure. Swain has come to tackle him. Sing Spiel's coming there on the outside. Pilsudski's joining in it too. They're racing now towards the furlong marker, and as they do so, it's Swain over on the far rail. Sing Spiel coming there.
Alicio is beat. Swain is the leader as they race into the closing stages. It's Swain from Pilsudski in second. Singspiel is third. It's Swain holding Pilsudski as they race up towards the line. Swain and Pilsudski in a nail-biting finish. Swain is going to win it at the line. Swain is the winner. Pilsudski in second. Alicio is third. Singspiel 4. 5 came Shantou. 6 was Strategic Choice, then Pretty Up.
With 50 yards to go, it's Swain who goes on to win the King George. Back-to-back King Georges.
Indigenous, they're followed by Sunshine Street, and Fruits of Love is giving them 8 lengths down into the straight. It's Nadawi, the leader, by half a length. He's taking it up clearly from Daliapur. Here's Oath, the Derby winner, now set sail up on the outside. Daylami behind them, further back in the field, Silver Patriarch, and a long way back is Fruits of Love. They've got 2 furlongs left to travel. Nadawi on the far side being tackled now by his stablemate Daylami. Oath couldn't find any more. Indigenous running a big race. Fruits of Love battling on, but Daylami, who sprints for home at the furlong, goes 3 in front of Nadawi and Fruits of Love, and it's all over. Daylami's going to win the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes. Daylami wins it for Godolphin. It's a Godolphin 1-2 as well, because Nadawi takes second, followed by Fruits of Love third. He made up an enormous amount of ground. And then Silver Patriarch from Indigenous, who ran very well. Then Sunshine Street, Oath is second last, and Daliapur last to finish.
On his neck, and he's not even broken sweat yet, Monsieur. He canters alongside Daliapur. He's laughing at them, Monsieur. Takes Daliapur as if he was standing still. Fantastic light Beator and there Shaka, but inside the final furlong, Monsieur coasting away. Fantastic light in second place rallying, then Daliapur. But this has been on the bit. Monsieur, absolutely brilliant. He's given us a treat on his first run in Britain, and he wins the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes in great style. Fantastic light second. Daliapur third.
First, number 5.